Reverse psychology is often misunderstood as a clever trick to control someone. In reality, it works only because of how the human brain reacts to pressure, control, and loss of freedom. In relationships, reverse psychology appears subtle. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes like indifference. Sometimes like letting go. Today, we will understand what reverse psychology really is, how it works in relationships, when it happens naturally, and why it can be dangerous if misused. What is reverse psychology? Reverse psychology is a behavioral strategy where a person encourages the opposite of what they actually want, knowing the other person may resist and choose the opposite. Psychologically, it relies on reactance theory. Reactance is the brain's emotional reaction to feeling controlled. When people feel their freedom is threatened, they often do the opposite to regain control. Reference: Brehm, J. W., 1966. A Theory of Psychological Reactance. Why reverse psychology works in relationships. In relationships, emotions are involved, not logic. When someone feels pressured, corrected, chased, or emotionally controlled, their brain shifts into defense mode. Reverse psychology works because it removes pressure. Instead of saying, "Stay with me," the message becomes, "Do what you feel is right." This creates curiosity, control, and emotional pull. But this effect is not magic. It is a temporary emotional response, not real emotional healing. Psychological mechanism behind reverse psychology. 1. Loss of control triggers desire. The brain wants what it feels it cannot have. When someone stops chasing, the other person may feel emotional imbalance. Example: when one partner stops arguing and becomes emotionally neutral, the other may suddenly want to talk. This is not love returning. It is control being challenged. Reference: Cialdini, R. 2007. Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion. 2. Reactance increases attraction. Direct demands reduce attraction. Freedom increases attraction. Reverse psychology removes direct demand, allowing the other person to feel they are choosing freely. Example: instead of saying, "You must spend time with me," saying, "I understand if you need space," can increase closeness. Reference: Brehm, S.S., Brehm, J.W., 1981. Psychological reactance. 3. Silence activates projection. When communication stops, the brain fills gaps with imagination. Silence creates uncertainty. Uncertainty creates emotional overthinking. Example: when someone becomes silent after conflict, the other may start replaying memories and feelings. This is why silence can feel powerful. Reference: Leary, M.R., 2005. The Curse of the Self. Reverse psychology versus emotional maturity. This is very important. Reverse psychology is not emotional maturity. It only looks similar from the outside. Healthy behavior. Respects boundaries without expectation. Reverse psychology uses boundaries to trigger reaction. One is self-regulated. The other is strategy-driven. Common examples of reverse psychology in relationships. Example 1, indifference after conflict. One partner stops reacting emotionally, hoping the other will chase. Psychological effect. Triggers anxiety in the other person. Risk. Creates insecurity, not safety. Example 2, letting go to pull someone back. Saying, "I am fine without you," when you are not. Psychological effect. Activates fear of loss. Risk. Damages trust if discovered. Example 3, agreeing instead of arguing. Saying, "You're right," not from acceptance, but to end control. Psychological effect. Disarms conflict. Healthy use. If genuine. Unhealthy use. If manipulative. When reverse psychology fails. Reverse psychology fails when the other person is emotionally mature. The relationship already lacks emotional safety. The strategy is used repeatedly. The intention is control, not clarity. Over time, the brain detects patterns. What once felt mysterious begins to feel manipulative. Reference: Gottman, J. 1999. The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. Psychological risks of using reverse psychology. It creates emotional confusion. It avoids honest communication. It builds relationships on reaction, not connection. It can increase attachment anxiety. Most importantly, it prevents real emotional intimacy. Reference: Johnson, S., 2008. Hold Me Tight. Healthy alternative to reverse psychology. Instead of trying to trigger behavior, psychology suggests clear communication, emotional boundaries without expectation, self-regulation, respecting choice. Real attraction and trust grow where there is emotional safety, not emotional games. Reverse psychology works because the brain hates pressure. But relationships need safety, not strategy. You can make someone react. But But you cannot make someone emotionally connect using tricks. The strongest relationships are built on clarity, not control. On honesty, not emotional tactics. Awareness gives you power. Manipulation only gives temporary results. References. Brehm, J. W., 1966. A Theory of Psychological Reactance. Cialdini, R., 2007. Influence. Gottman, J., 1999. The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. Johnson, S., 2008. Hold Me Tight. Leary, M. R., 2005. The Curse of the Self.